This video, I want to demonstrate how to make the second sketch of your spanner wrench. So we're working in the top plane. I'm going to select the top plane, select sketch. First, I'll add this center line. So from the origin, I'm going to come over this way. Just going to zoom out a bit. And I'm going to make my center line horizontal, and I'll push escape. Next, I want to convert these edges here. So I'm going to select convert entities. So I just want this edge, and this edge. I'll right click and accept that. I'm going to fit my geometry to the screen nicer. Remember, with converted entities, I can drag these endpoints around and I'll get them roughly where I want them. So next, I'm just going to draw the top half. I'm going to use my mouse gestures to activate line. I'm going to come off here, and I'm going to create this line. I'm going to be careful I don't get relationships I'm not wanting. And the line's not very long, I'll stop there. And then I want to switch into arc mode. So I can push A on my keyboard, or I can just move off and back over that arc, and I'm in arc mode. I'll click to create it. Back into line. Again, I want arc, move off, back over, create this arc, get my tangent line, and then I'll come down here, and I'll lock it. So now I'm going to add relationships and dimensions, and then I'll worry about getting the bottom half. So I'm going to activate dimension using mouse gestures. And the first dimension I'll add is from here to here, and that's going to be 6 1/4. Everything still looks okay, that's great. So I'm going to work my way across this way, and I want to dimension to where this line and this line intersect. First, I'm going to choose this point. Then I'm going to right click on this line, and I'm going to tell it to find the intersection. Notice how my mouse has changed to show the star. So it's asking the intersection of that entity and one entity, and I'll choose this entity. And there I've dimensioned to the virtual sharp. So I'll move up and place it, and I'll make that dimension 1 inch. The radius is 4. So I'll select this arc, click, make that 4. And again, I'm going to keep working my way across, getting everything fully defined. So next, I know this, and I don't want the radius. I'm going to move past the center line. I want this distance. It's 0.525. And I also want to here as double dimension, so I'm going to enter 0.95. Once again, I need to dimension to a virtual sharp. So I'm going to push escape, so I'm no longer doubling the dimension. So once again, I want to dimension to a virtual sharp. So this time, I'm going to right click on this line. I'm going to tell it to find intersection. The intersection of this, so it's found the virtual sharp, and then I can come back here and say of this entity, move up, click to place it. This is 3/4. This radius here is 2 inches. So next I'm going to push escape to stop dimensioning. My sketch is still not fully defined, so I want to try and figure out why. And to do that, I'm going to move entities around, and I'm going to look for its behavior, see what moves, how it changes, and then that'll give me a hint as to what dimension I might be missing. So I'm going to check, do I have all the given dimensions? I have these, I have this. The other thing I want to look for is this tangent. It is tangent, right? I have a tangency here. I'm just going to keep working my way around checking. So I have these tangencies, I have this length, I have this radius. So as I move things around, I should notice some issues. I want to make sure this line is vertical, and it is. The issue is up at this end when I move it around. So if I move this around, I want to be very careful that this line and this line don't cross each other a couple of times. Sorry, this arc and this line don't cross each other a couple of times. Let's fit this again. So what we're missing and not given, this endpoint and the midpoint of this arc are coincident. So I'll do that again. I'll right click on this arc and I'll select its midpoint. I'll hold control. I'll select this. And I'll make them coincident. That'll fully define that top half of the sketch. So next I want to mirror entities. So I'm going to tell it to mirror. I'm going to select the entities I wish to mirror. I'll right click to accept that. Mirror about this line. Again, right click to accept it. So now I want to move down here and fix this. So I'm going to drag this endpoint. And I'm going to need to zoom in here. And I can't move this one because it's been mirrored. So I've dragged this through here. What I'm going to do now is use my trim entities. I'll just use power trim, and I'll drag through what I don't want. and I'll say OK. Again, I'll fit the screen, and then the issue I have here needs to be fixed. I'm going to select that that line. Hold Control, select this arc. I'm going to add the tangency, and now my sketch is fully defined, and I can continue on. Just exit the sketch. With the sketch selected, I'm going to extrude it. I'm going to use a mid-plane extrusion, and I'm going to make its thickness 0.175. SOLIDWORKS is waiting for me to select the contours. So I'm going to come out here, I'm going to say this contour and this contour both get extruded. I'll right click to accept that, and then the next video will continue from there.